It took her 5 years to ignore my existence, but only 24 hours to demand $200,000 after seeing my new Mercedes online. She expected me to arrive with a checkbook, but I came with 6 notarized documents that would cost her an inheritance of millions. Before continuing, write where you are from or what time it is. The notification blinks on my screen. Chloe viewed your story. My pulse hits a snag. 5 years of radio silence. 5 years of birthday cards returned unopened and texts dissolving into the void. And it takes exactly 24 hours for my daughter to reappear. I look at the photo I posted yesterday. My new Mercedes S-Class, silver and gleaming in the Philadelphia driveway. The caption was simple. Treating myself. Life is good. It's a lie, of course. Life is quiet. Life is lonely. But the car is real. My phone rings. The screen says unknown number, but the knot in my gut knows better. I thumb the green button. Hello? I'm having dinner tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock, the voice says. No greeting, no dad, just a flat transactional tone like ordering a sandwich. You should come. I grip the edge of my mahogany desk. Chloe? My address hasn't changed, she cuts in, voice sharp as a receipt paper tear. Bring $200,000 with you. The number hits me like a physical slap. I blink, staring at the dust motes dancing in the afternoon light of my row house. 200, Chloe? I haven't heard your voice in 5 years. You call me out of the blue and it's not complicated, she says. The impatience is audible, a heavy sigh crackling down the line. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Don't be late. Click. The line goes dead. I sit there, the phone still pressed to my ear, listening to the hum of the disconnect. My hand isn't shaking. I check it. Steady. 43 years in construction does that to you. You don't shake when the load shifts. You brace. But the audacity, the sheer breathtaking audacity. $200,000. Demanded as casually as if she'd asked me to pick up a bottle of wine. I stand up, my knees popping slightly, 67 years old but still solid, and walk to the window. Outside, the October wind is stripping the maples bare. I unlock my phone and check the Facebook post again. Chloe viewed this. Timestamp, 6 p.m. yesterday. Timestamp, 7:15 p.m. Timestamp, 9:43 p.m. She didn't call because she missed me. She called because she saw the Mercedes. She saw the $150,000 car and did the math. She calculated that if the old man has that kind of cash for German engineering, he has liquid assets. She calculated that my loneliness was a leverage point she could pry open with a single phone call. I walk to the kitchen and pour my coffee down the sink. It's cold. She thinks I'm desperate, I say to the empty room. The silence of the house pushes back. For 5 years, I was desperate. I was the father sending thinking of you texts to a black hole. I was the guy keeping the photo album on the coffee table, the one with Chloe at 5, gap-toothed and laughing on my shoulders. Chloe at 18, holding her diploma like a shield. Chloe at 29, in that white dress, looking at Gavin with a hope that made my chest ache. That hope died 5 years ago. I remember the day the door slammed shut. I just sold my construction company, $2 million on the closing papers. I thought I was being generous. I gave Chloe and Gavin $300,000 outright, a gift, no strings, a down payment on their life. I remember Gavin standing in my living room, arms crossed, face twisted in a sneer. You sold for over $2 million and gave us scraps, he'd said. We deserved half. And Chloe, my little girl. She didn't defend me. She didn't say thank you. She stood by his shoulder, eyes cold, and said, maybe if you'd been fair, we wouldn't have to do this. They walked out, and they never looked back, until they saw the car. I go back to my office and open my laptop. I type Pennsylvania state law disinheritance into the search bar. The cursor blinks, waiting. I'm not going to dinner to pay. I'm going to balance the ledger. I pull a business card from the Rolodex. Vance Law Associates, Margaret Vance. She handled the company sale. She's expensive, she's sharp, and she has zero patience for nonsense. I dial. Vance Law, how may I help you? This is Harlan Fields, I say. My voice is the voice I used on job sites when the concrete trucks were late. I need to see Margaret today. It's regarding a total restructuring of my estate. Ms. Vance is booked on... Tell her it's urgent. Tell her I'm rewriting the will. Today. A pause. Can you be here at 4:00? I'll be there. I hang up. I have 4 hours. I move through the house with a new energy. I'm not the sad, lonely retiree anymore. I'm the foreman. I'm the guy who built skyscrapers from blueprints. I gather the files. The original will. The bank statements showing the $300,000 transfer from 5 years ago. The text logs of unanswered messages. I take a screenshot of the Facebook views. Evidence. I drive into the city. The Mercedes hums, a smooth, powerful beast. I paid $150,000 for it, and for the first time, I don't feel guilty about the splurge. It's the bait that caught the rat. Vance's office is glass and steel. The air conditioning smells like lemon polish and billable hours. Margaret meets me at the door, her handshake firm. Harlan, you look focused. I'm angry, Margaret, I say, sitting down and sliding the folder across the mahogany table. And I'm done being a victim. She opens the file. She sees the timeline. She sees the screenshot. She demanded $200,000, Margaret asks, eyebrows raising. Dinner tomorrow, 6 p.m. That's the cover charge. And you want to pay it? I want to disinherit her, I say. Completely, irrevocably. I want $1.8 million in assets to go to the Construction Industry Veteran Support Fund. Margaret stops writing. She looks at me over her reading glasses. Harlan, in Pennsylvania, you have testamentary freedom, but this is a nuclear option. If you do this, they will contest it. They'll claim you're senile. They'll claim undue influence. Let them, I say. I want it bulletproof. Then we need to be precise, she says, reaching for a legal pad. We document everything. We cite the estrangement. We cite the demand. We make it clear this is a rational response to predatory behavior. We work for 2 hours. We draft the language. I hereby disinherit my daughter, Chloe Elizabeth Fields, for reasons fully detailed herein. I need 5 notarized copies, I say as we finish. Margaret blinks. 5? Usually the client keeps the original in a safe. I'm not keeping it safe, I say, standing up. I'm delivering it. A slow smile spreads across Margaret's face. I'll have them ready by 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. I walk out of the office. The city lights are blinking on, amber and white against the indigo sky. I get back in my car. The leather seat creaks. Tomorrow night, I'm going to dinner. I'm not bringing a check. I'm bringing a mirror, and I'm going to make them look at themselves. The morning sun hits the windshield, blinding and cold. It's 8:15 a.m. I'm parked outside Vance's office, engine idling. I didn't sleep. I spent the night pacing my living room, looking at the walls, looking at the ghost of the family I thought I had. But the doubt is gone. Vance's assistant hands me the envelope. It's heavy, thick cream paper, the kind that screams official business. 5 copies plus the original, she says, all flagged for the notary. Thank you. I drive 3 blocks to Miller's Notary Services. It's a small shop, smells like old carpet and ink. Miller is a retired cop, a guy I've known for 20 years. He knows a scam when he sees one. He looks at the documents. He looks at me. Disinheriting the kid, Harlan? He asks, stamping the seal. Thunk. The sound is final. She made her choice, Miller. I'm just filing the paperwork. Sad business, he grunts. Thunk, another copy. But you look like a man who's thought it through. I have, thunk, 6 seals, 6 signatures, 6 nails in the coffin of my inheritance. I pay him in cash. I walk out with the envelope tucked under my arm like a weapon. The rest of the day is a blur of nervous energy. I shower, I shave, I dress carefully. Dark jeans, a crisp blue button-down. I want to look sharp. I want to look like the CEO I used to be, not the lonely old man they think they're rolling. 4:00 p.m. 2 hours to go. I sit in my kitchen. My phone buzzes. A text from Chloe. Don't be late. Gavin is cooking something special. Special, right. Probably takeout plated on the good china. I don't reply. 5:15 p.m. I pick up the leather portfolio. Inside are 2 of the notarized copies. Just 2. That's all I need for tonight. I get into the Mercedes. The drive to the suburbs takes 40 minutes. I watch the city turn into manicured lawns and two-story colonials. It's the land of appearances, the land of keeping up. I pull up to the house. It's a nice place. Big driveway. Professional landscaping. The kind of house that says, "We have money." But I know the truth. If they're calling me after 5 years, the house is a facade. They're drowning. I sit in the car for a moment. I see the curtain twitch in the front window. They're watching. My heart hammers against my ribs. This is it. I grab the portfolio and step out. The air is crisp. I walk up the path, counting my steps. 1, 2, 3. The door swings open before I can knock. "Dad!" Chloe stands there. She's wearing a dress I've never seen. Her smile is wide, stretched tight across her face. It doesn't reach her eyes. Her eyes are calculating, scanning me, scanning the car in the driveway. "I'm so glad you came," she says, pulling me into a hug. Her arms feel stiff. It's a performance, a hug for the audience of one. "Hello, Chloe," I say. I don't hug back. I let my arms hang at my sides. She pulls away, unfazed. Come in, Gavin, Dad's here." Gavin appears from the kitchen, wiping his hands on a towel. He's put on weight. His smile is oily. "Harlan, good to see you, man. Long time." 5 years, I say, stepping into the foyer. Almost to the day. Gavin's smile falters for a microsecond, then recovers. Life gets crazy, right? But we're family. That's what matters. Come sit. The dining room is set like a magazine shoot. Candles, wine glasses, cloth napkins. I sit at the head of the table. I place the leather portfolio on the floor next to my chair. Gavin's eyes flick to the portfolio, then to Chloe. A silent question. "Is the check in there?" Chloe pours the wine. Her hand trembles slightly, not from emotion, from adrenaline, from greed. "So, Dad," she starts, sitting to my right. "How have you been? You look healthy." "I am," I say. "Investments are steady. House is paid off. Just bought the new car." I watch them digest this. I'm feeding them exactly what they want to hear. "That Mercedes is gorgeous," Gavin says, leaning forward. "S-Class, right? $150,000 base?" "Something like that." "Must be nice to have that kind of liquidity," Gavin says, a little too eagerly. Dinner is served. It's steak. Definitely restaurant takeout transferred to platters. I cut a piece, chew slowly. We talk about the weather. We talk about the neighbors. We talk about everything except the elephant in the room. Finally, the plates are cleared. Gavin leans back. He exchanges a look with Chloe. The signal. "So, Harlan," Gavin begins, his voice dropping into a practiced, serious register. "The reason we wanted to get together, besides missing you, of course, here it comes. There's an incredible investment opportunity that's come across my desk," Gavin says. "Residential development, growing market. The returns are projected at 18 to 22% annually. Really solid fundamentals." I stare at him. "Development?" "Exactly. We finally have a chance to really build something." Chloe chimes in, reaching for my hand. I pull it back to pick up my wine glass. "But the window closes this week. We need to move fast. And you need capital," I say. "We need a partner," Gavin corrects. "We thought, since you know the industry, and since you have the liquidity." "How much?" I ask, though I already know. $200,000 gets us the premium buy-in, Gavin says. "It would change our lives, Harlan. It would secure our future." And if I say no? The room goes quiet. The candle flickers. Chloe's smile drops. "Dad, don't be like that. You have the money. We saw the car. You spent $150,000 on a toy. We're asking for an investment in family." "Family," I repeat. "Yes," she says, voice hardening. "We deserve a chance. After everything." "After everything," I echo. I reach down and pick up the portfolio. Gavin's eyes light up. He thinks it's the checkbook. He thinks he's won. I unzip the leather case. I pull out 2 crisp stapled documents. I slide one to Chloe. I slide one to Gavin. They land on the tablecloth with a soft thwack. "What is this?" Gavin asks, confused. He picks it up. He reads the title. "Last Will and Testament of Harlan Fields." He looks at me. You brought your will to dinner? Read it, I say. Chloe flips the page. Her eyes scan the legal jargon. Then they stop. Her face goes pale. I hereby disinherit, she whispers. She looks up. There are tears in her eyes now, but they aren't fake anymore. They are tears of shock. You cut us out? She chokes. Everything, I say calmly. 1.8 million. The house, the investments. The car. It all goes to the Veterans Fund. Gavin slams the paper down. You can't do this. I just did, I say. 6 copies notarized this morning. Why? Chloe screams. I'm your daughter. I stand up. The chair scrapes against the floor. You were my daughter, I say, looking her dead in the eye. Then you ignored me for 5 years. You deleted me until you saw a car. You didn't call for a father, Chloe. You called for an ATM. That's not true, she sobs. It is exactly true. You wanted to know my value? To you, I'm worth a phone call. To me, my legacy is worth more than that. I turn to the door. If you walk out that door, Gavin yells, his face red, we'll contest this. We'll sue you. We'll prove you're crazy. I stop at the threshold. I don't look back. Go ahead, I say. My lawyer is waiting. I walk out into the night. The air is cold, but I feel warm. I feel lighter than I have in 5 years. I drive away from the house, my heart pounding a steady rhythm against my ribs. I check the rearview mirror. No one follows. Just the silent suburban street and the glowing windows of a house where the bomb I dropped is currently detonating. I get home at 8 p.m. My house is quiet, but it feels different now. It feels defended. I pour a glass of water and sit in the living room. My phone is on the coffee table. It starts at 8:14 p.m. Buzz Chloe again. Buzz Gavin. I don't answer. I let them ring. I watch the screen light up the dark room, a strobe light of their panic. Then the texts start rolling in. Dad, please pick up. We need to talk. You can't do this to us. Harlan, this is insane. You're not thinking clearly. Call me now. I don't touch the phone. I go to the kitchen, open my laptop, and create a new folder, Evidence. I take photos of the phone screen with my iPad. Every missed call, every text. I'm not engaging. I'm documenting. The next morning, the tone changes. I wake up to an email from Gavin. Subject line, legal action. Mr. Fields, your actions last night demonstrate significant emotional instability. We will be consulting with counsel regarding your competency. This can be resolved quietly, or it can become very expensive for your estate. Your choice. I laugh. A dry, rasping sound. They're moving fast. I forward the email to Vance. Subject. They took the bait. Vance replies 4 minutes later. Come in tomorrow. We need to harden the defenses. But before I can get to the lawyer, the war comes to my doorstep. It's 10 a.m. I'm drinking coffee by the front window. A car screeches into my driveway. A Honda. Chloe gets out. She's not wearing the fancy dress now. She's in sweatpants, hair messy. She looks frantic. She storms up to the front door and starts pounding. Harlan, open this door. I don't move to the door. I move to the window. I pull out my phone and hit record. I know you're in there, she screams. She kicks the door. Thud. You selfish old man. How can you do this to your own family? The neighbors are coming out. Mrs. Higgins across the street is peering through her blinds. Then Miller, my notary, my neighbor, the ex-cop, steps off his porch 2 doors down. He walks over, slow and steady, hands in his pockets. Miss, Miller's voice carries. It's the voice of authority. Chloe spins around. Mind your business. You're disturbing the peace, Miller says, stopping at the edge of my lawn. And you're trespassing. I suggest you get back in your car. He's stealing my inheritance, Chloe shrieks, pointing at my house. It's his money, miss, Miller says calmly. He can burn it if he wants. Now leave, or I call the guys on duty. He taps his pocket where his phone is. Chloe looks at Miller. She looks at my window. She sees me holding the phone, the red recording dot blinking. She sneers. This isn't over. You'll regret this. She marches back to the Honda, slams the door, and peels out. Miller waits until she turns the corner. Then he walks up to my window and gives me a thumbs up. I open the front door. Thanks, Miller. Keep that video, Harlan, he says. If they try the competency angle, a video of her screaming like a banshee helps your case. I saved it already. I go back inside. I upload the video to the evidence folder. My phone rings. It's Vance. Harlan, I just got a call from a Nathan Berkowitz. He says he represents your daughter. That was fast. He's filing a challenge, Vance says. Her voice is tight. They're claiming diminished capacity and undue influence. They want an emergency injunction to freeze your assets. Freeze my assets. They're saying you're spending recklessly. The car, the sudden will change. They're painting a picture of a man losing his mind. I feel a cold spike of rage. I'm sane, Margaret. I know, but we need to prove it. Legally. How? I've made appointments, she says. Dr. Aris for a physical and neurological workup. Dr. Holt for a psychological competency evaluation. We need paper, Harlan. We need experts saying your brain is working perfectly. When? Today. 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Don't be late. I hang up. They want to play dirty? Fine. I'll get the doctors. I'll get the certificates. I'll frame them on the wall. I grab my keys. The Mercedes is waiting. You want to fight? I whisper to the empty house. I'll give you a war. Dr. Aris has been my GP for 15 years. He looks at the blood work. He checks my reflexes. He asks me to remember 3 words. Apple, table, penny. 5 minutes later. Apple, table, penny. You're sharp as a tack, Harlan, he says, signing the form. Blood pressure is 120/80. No signs of stroke. No dementia markers. You're healthier than most men 10 years younger than you. I need that in a sworn statement, Doc. You got it. Next stop, Dr. Holt. She's a forensic psychologist. Her office is quiet, beige, and intimidating. She talks to me for 2 hours. She asks about my finances. She asks about my family. She asks why I changed the will. I tell her everything, the silence, the car, the demand for $200,000. Walk me through your reasoning, she says. It's simple, I say. Relationships are built on reciprocity. They broke the contract. I'm terminating the benefits. She stops writing. She looks up. That is a very coherent, logical progression, Mr. Fields. There is no confusion here, no emotional instability, just decisiveness. Can you testify to that? I'll have the report on your lawyer's desk by morning. I leave her office feeling invincible. 2 experts, both on my side. But when I get home, the ground shifts. My phone buzzes. It's Tom, an old friend from the construction days. Hey, Harlan, weird question. I ran into Gavin at the club today. He seemed really worried about you. Said you were forgetting things, getting aggressive? My stomach drops. It's not just a legal battle. It's a smear campaign. They're poisoning the well. They're telling everyone, my friends, my old business partners, that I'm losing it. I sit at my desk. I could call Tom and yell. I could post an angry rant on Facebook. No, that's what a crazy person does. I type a reply. Thanks for the concern, Tom. Gavin is upset because I cut off his allowance. I just passed a full neurological and psychological exam with flying colors today. Happy to show you the results over a beer next week. Send. I do this 4 more times. I call 3 people. I keep it calm. I keep it factual. Gavin is struggling financially. He's lashing out. I'm fine. By 9:00 p.m., the rumor mill is turning back in my favor. But I know it won't stop. As long as the money is there, they will keep coming. They will drag this out for years. They will wait for me to die and then fight the will in probate. I need to end this, not later. Now. I call Vance. It's late, but she answers. Harlan? The medical reports are solid? I ask. Bulletproof. They can't touch you on competency. Good. But they'll still fight the will, right? After I'm gone? They can try. Litigation is expensive and messy. They're counting on the estate settling just to make them go away. I don't want them to get a dime. Not a settlement. Not a nuisance fee. Nothing. We've done what we can, Harlan. No, I say. An idea is forming. A cold, hard steel beam of an idea. We haven't. What are you thinking? What if the money isn't in the estate when I die? Silence on the line. Harlan, I want to move assets now, I say. While I'm alive, while I'm competent, I want to put $500,000 into an irrevocable charitable trust designated to the Veterans Fund immediately. Vance lets out a low whistle. Irrevocable means irrevocable, Harlan. Once you sign that, the money is gone. You can't get it back for an emergency. It's not yours anymore. I have $1.3 million left, I say. The house is paid for. I can live on the interest and my pension. I don't need the $500,000. If you do that, Vance says, her voice sharpening with professional admiration, it removes that capital from the probate process entirely. They can't contest a gift you made while alive and competent. Draw it up, I say. I'm coming in tomorrow. This is aggressive, Harlan. It's not aggressive, I say, looking at the dark window where Chloe stood screaming this morning. It's defensive construction. I'm pouring concrete. I hang up. $500,000. Gone. Poof. I sleep like a baby. The bank transfer is the loudest silence I've ever heard. I sit in Vance's office. The trust documents are signed. The notary seal, Miller again, looking impressed, is drying. I have my phone in my hand. I call my broker. Mark, execute the transfer. $500,000 from the primary investment account to the account ending in 4490, the Construction Industry Veteran Support Fund. That's a big hit, Mr. Fields, Mark says. You sure? Never been more sure, do it. Processing. I hang up. I look at Vance. It's done, she says. That money is now legally the property of the charity. Chloe and Gavin can scream all they want. They can't sue a charity for money you gave away. Good. I drive home. I feel lighter. $500,000 lighter. 2 days pass. Silence. They must be regrouping. Or maybe they're broke. Then, on Thursday, a notification pops up. A Facebook message from a user named Sarah J. No profile pic. You should know what they're planning. Can we talk? I stare at it. It smells like a trap. Or maybe a conscience. I ignore it. But then, my phone rings. It's Chloe. I hesitate. Then I answer. What? Dad. Her voice is different. Soft. Broken. I know you're angry. I'm not angry, Chloe. I'm busy. Please, she says. Stuart and we've been doing a lot of thinking. We handled everything wrong. The yelling, the lawyer. It was panic. We're drowning, Dad. And we took it out on you. She sounds sincere. Or she's a better actress than I thought. What do you want? Just to talk. No money, no lawyers, just us. Can we meet for coffee, please? Somewhere neutral. I look at the evidence folder on my laptop. I look at the trust documents. If I go, I can see if it's real. And if it's not, I can get more evidence. Where? The coffee press on Market. Tomorrow at 2 a.m. I'll be there. I hang up. I spend the night preparing. I charge my phone. I check the storage space. Pennsylvania is a one-party consent state. I can record any conversation I'm part of. If they want a truce, I'll bring an olive branch. But I'm wearing a wire. Friday, 1:45 p.m. I arrive early. I pick a corner table. Back to the wall. I start the recording app. I place the phone face down on the table, near the sugar dispenser. 2 p.m. They walk in. They look tired. Gavin's arrogance is gone, replaced by a slump in his shoulders. Chloe's eyes are red-rimmed. They sit down. Thanks for coming, Gavin says. He doesn't offer to shake hands. You said you wanted to talk, I say. We do, Chloe says. She reaches for a napkin, twisting it in her fingers. Dad, I'm sorry, truly. I've been seeing a counselor. I realize I let our financial stress poison our relationship. It was the money, Gavin adds. The debt. It turns you into someone you're not. We lost perspective. I nod. I say nothing. I let the silence stretch, pulling the truth out of them. We don't care about the will, Chloe says. We don't care about the inheritance. We just want you back in our lives. That's what matters. It sounds good. It sounds almost real. But I'm a builder. I test the foundation before I trust the structure. I've been thinking too, I lie smoothly. I've been wondering if I acted too hastily, if I was too emotional. Gavin's head snaps up. His eyes sharpen. The predator is back. Adjustments? He asks. Like to the will or the trust? Gotcha. They know about the trust. They've been digging. I'm just thinking out loud, I say. Nothing is set in stone. Chloe leans forward. The tears dry up instantly. Dad, if you did reconsider, we wouldn't need much. Just enough to stabilize us. $200,000 would clear the debts. Then we could focus on being a family. So, I say, tapping the table near the phone. If the money problem is solved, the relationship problem is solved? Exactly, Gavin says. Once we're secure, we can do Sunday dinners, holidays. We can be there for you. Chloe laughs, a nervous, bubbly sound. I'd even tolerate Gavin's parents at Thanksgiving if it meant having you there too. We'd make the effort. That's what family does, right? Tolerate. There it is. The truth. And the timeline? Gavin asks, pressing. How soon could you, unlock things? We have payments due next month. I look at them. I see them clearly now. There is no remorse. There is only strategy. They shifted tactics from demand to pity because the lawyer told them the bully approach failed. I've heard enough, I say. I grab my phone. I stop the recording. Dad, Chloe asks, what does that mean? It means I'll be in touch. I stand up. Wait, Gavin says. When? Should we call tomorrow? I'll call you, I say. I walk out. I get to my car. I play back the audio. Once we're secure, we can do Sunday dinners. I'd even tolerate how soon could you unlock things. It's clear. It's transactional. It's damning. I text Vance. Meeting on Monday. Bring the settlement papers. I have the final nail. Monday morning. The conference room at Vance Law is cold. Gavin, Chloe, and their lawyer Berkowitz are sitting on one side. Berkowitz looks slick, confident. Gavin looks expectant. Chloe looks nervous. I sit opposite them. Vance is next to me. Thank you for coming, Berkowitz starts. He opens a folder. My clients are relieved that Mr. Fields is open to negotiation. We believe that a restoration of Ms. Fields as the primary beneficiary with an immediate disbursement of $1.2 million would be sufficient to avoid a protracted competency hearing. $1.2 million. They actually said the number out loud. Vance smiles. It's not a nice smile. Let's address the competency claim first, Vance says. She slides 2 packets across the table. Dr. Aris, Dr. Holt. Comprehensive evaluations conducted last week. Both conclude Mr. Fields is of superior mental capacity. No dementia. No undue influence. Berkowitz picks up the reports. He frowns. He knows his primary weapon just jammed. The emotional context, he starts, is irrelevant, Vance cuts in. He's sane, he's competent, and he's decisive. I lean forward. You want to talk about negotiation, I say. We just want what's fair, Gavin says. We're family. Family, I say. I met with you on Friday. You said you didn't care about the money. You just wanted me back. We do, Chloe insists. Vance, I say. Play the tape. Vance connects my phone to the Bluetooth speaker in the center of the table. Click. Gavin's voice fills the room. $200,000 would clear the debts. Then we could focus on being a family. Chloe's laugh. I'd even tolerate Gavin's parents. We'd make the effort. Gavin again. How soon could you unlock things? The silence in the room is absolute. Chloe's face turns the color of ash. Gavin looks like he wants to vomit. Berkowitz closes his folder. He knows. It's over. He can't argue undue influence when his clients are on tape admitting the relationship is conditional on cash. Now, Vance says, for the final piece of business. She slides a single sheet of paper across the table. Mr. Fields has established an irrevocable charitable trust. Berkowitz reads it. His eyes widen. $500,000, he mutters. Transferred last week. What? Gavin stands up. You moved $500,000. It's gone, I say. It's with the Veterans Fund. It's protecting people who actually work for a living. You can't sue for it. You can't settle for it. It's not mine anymore. You crazy old Gavin starts. Berkowitz grabs Gavin's arm. Sit down, shut up. Berkowitz looks at Vance. The trust is executed? Fully, notarized, funds cleared. Berkowitz sighs. He looks at his clients. We have no case. The competency is proven. The undue influence is disproven by their own words on tape. And the assets are protected. He looks at me. Mr. Fields, you've made your point. I have, I say. I stand up. Chloe is crying. Real tears this time? Maybe. Tears of loss, certainly. Dad, she whispers, please, we're going to lose the house. I look at her. I look at the daughter I raised, the woman who ignored me for 5 years until she needed a bailout. You have each other, I say. You have your health. You have jobs. Work harder. How can you be so cold? She sobs. I learned it from you, I say. You taught me that 5 years is a long time to wait for a hello, and you taught me that a phone call costs $200,000. I turn to Berkowitz. Draft the withdrawal of the challenge. If I hear from them again, if I see one text, one call, one drive-by, I transfer the rest of the estate to the charity tomorrow. Try me. Berkowitz nods. Understood. I walk out of the conference room. I walk out of the building. I get into my $150,000 Mercedes. I drive to the outskirts of the city, to a construction site I know. I park and watch the cranes moving against the sunset. Men in hard hats are pouring concrete, building something real, something that will last. I pull out my phone. I block Chloe's number. I block Gavin's number. Then I call the Veterans Fund. This is Harlan Fields. I'd like to come visit the training center tomorrow. I have some ideas about the new workshop. I hang up. The sun goes down, but I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. The foundation is fixed. The structure is sound. I start the engine. Life is good. 3 months later. The snow is falling on Philadelphia. It's a clean white blanket covering the grime. I'm sitting in the office of the Veterans Fund. The director, a guy named Rodriguez, is showing me the blueprints for the Harlan Field Skills Center. With the trust income, he says, pointing to the drafting table, we can put 20 guys through the electrical certification program this year. That's 20 families fed. Good, I say. Make it 30. I'll write a check for the difference. My phone buzzes. It's Miller. Thought you'd want to know. Saw a moving van at the Colonial today. Looks like they're downsizing. I look at the text. I feel nothing. No joy. No vindication. Just the quiet satisfaction of an equation balanced. They lost the house. They're moving. They're facing the consequences of their own math. Everything okay, Harlan? Rodriguez asks. I put the phone away. Yeah, I say. Just closing an old project. I look at the blueprint. I look at the future. Let's talk about the HVAC system, I say. If we're going to build this, we're going to build it right. I spent 43 years building structures for other people. I spent 5 years waiting for a family that didn't exist. Now I'm building for myself, and the foundation has never been stronger. If this story resonated with you, leave a like and consider subscribing. You can also drop any comment below, even just one word. Maybe tell me where you're watching from, or what time it is right now. Sometimes one word is enough to say you were here.